Yo, YouTube. What's going on? Welcome back to my Let's Replay of Tunic. I have 3 relics. I have 3 to go. And then I can challenge the air. I think that's the plan. Yeah. Get the relics, challenge the air, and then upon replaying, we'll start diving a bit deeper. The fox is indeed brave. Fear not. I have that one. I have that one. Oh yeah, I haven't even visited the far shore again. Go to the library, which is this one. No, first to the west. I want that page. Haha. Ah. There's 46 and 47. I guess, little spoiler for you giggles, I know we literally just talked about this page. But there's 46 and 47. The page. To the library. Was wondering where that half was. Yes. Here to gloat, idiot. You did it. You released the air. And now this. Now you must either defeat. Now you must either defeat it and take its place. Now you must either defeat it or take its place, or find the Holy Cross and share your wisdom. Good luck with that. See, he's smug about it. I think I read this page before, but where's the librarian's page? Passed it, didn't I? Where are we? Many have sought the secrets of this world, drawn by the great power and other secret legends. The librarian has learned much, including powerful sorcery. He makes his home high above the clouds, waiting for foolish ruin seekers to bring him more pages. Although powerful, his tragedy is his belief that the Holy Cross resides in the cathedral. He will never visit the far shore. Yep, so he's driving himself mad, trying to find the far shore by himself, trying to steal the pages, trying to brute force his way into learning this magic. But he doesn't understand the magic. He doesn't understand the disquiet magic, as I've started calling it, and I think the fans are also calling it, but I haven't actually seen people refer to it as such. But he doesn't understand the disquiet magic, and I don't think he fully understands the Holy Cross magic. I think he's just ingesting information without appreciating it. He's just taking in, he's just reading words, he's just finding stuff, expecting it to give him power, but he's not understanding what he's tampering with. And that's why he has breakdowns like this, where he's on the very cusp of understanding what this world is and how things work. But he's just not quite there. That's where the gray area is. Like, it's always confusing when we're talking about time loops, because it becomes a question of, like, how many layers deep into this loop are we in? Or does he accomplish this all in, like, is he standing outside of time, or does time not repeat itself? It's just a looping cycle. And there's a line in the story, in the very beginning here, that we'll get to, that discusses that. This is where like the rules get a little fuzzy. Not that a world like this needs hard rules for. This is where the imagination starts running wild. Does that have something to do with the wired teleporter he has in the library? This is almost the same concept. This would lead us to believe the same thing. He stole this. He actually stole this from the swamp. Because remember, swamp has that busted in hole, and it has the other two statues just like these. So he actually stole this from the swamp and powered it up himself. And we see at, the graveyard rather, but same thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, the graveyard. And that's why we have his notes over here. Can't really see all that well, but he's clearly figured out that there are the beings, the ancient ones. There are living things inside of these arcs and what they're capable of. It's like he has like a very scientific, practical mind about it, which usually I'm all for. That's like my way of thinking of things. But here, like, he's just using these devices and following the methods, following the science, following the research to a key, almost to a fault. To where he's using these machines, he's using this technology and using this magic, but doesn't understand any of it. He doesn't truly... whether it has something to do with spirit, or, you know, it's tied to spirit, or things like will, vitality, and soul. Because that's what these three are. That's what the bars down here are. It's health is will, stamina is vigor, not vitality, it's vigor, and magic is soul. And it almost has like an Undertale vibe to it, where those stats are taken kinda literally in-game. They're not just video game stats, they are qualities in this world that are kinda taken seriously. Yeah, it was stolen. I think it was stolen purely as just a way for him to brute force his way towards something he doesn't even know. He might not even know. He wants the disquiet magic. He wants the power to defy death. Maybe it's one of the... Maybe it's literally, like, it's called hero complex, isn't it? Hero syndrome, hero complex? Maybe he believes he should be the heir. He should be the heir to the heir. And he should be the one taking its place. I'm also just... I'm looking back at the book here. It just caught my interest. Magic orb. Rotated around the forbidden axis. Partially summon a disquiet being. The forbid... Yeah, I've looked at this before. I've definitely looked at this page before in this text and thought, like... The forbidden axis, as in... Hold on, these guys are gonna come to life and fuck me right up. Hold on. Like... I don't know if it's related, but it does sound like... Because the hook shot can drag you through walls and through different stuff. Like, the forbidden axis is referring to either the two-dimensional plane that we see on the TV, or literally the space outside of the game. That's the forbidden axis. And then partially summon a disquiet being. That's just a whole boatload of interesting, because disquiet beings... That's the tentacle of a disquiet being. The amount of thought that went into this is also nothing to be ignored. Eight. Wake up. Smack. Got magic back. Hmm. Next stop is Forest. How? No. Wow. Siege engine was not enough. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wubsy. There are always candles on this arc. Hi. This way goes to the hero's grave. But there are some weird critters. Some weird creatures. Critters. Oh, weird critters. I know what you're talking about. Yep. These shits. Fireblade work on these guys? I don't remember. Yes, it does. Cool. Here lies the hero. This is my health back, I think. All I need is my attack. This one took me the longest to figure out. Nope. Aha. Where's it? Over here? Whoa. Oh. I was trying to input a D-pad code, I messed up, and then... yeah. You know... Oh, you bastard. Quick shot. And I am complete again. There's the squishy face himself. Okay, are there any chests over here? None through death. Dash only. I think I want to break these now. Oh yeah. Okay, I think I gotta try. Again, I don't remember if Fireblade works on her. I don't think so. Okay. Let's do this. Wow! I didn't know you were gonna fight right away. Wow. Was not expecting that. I was... whoa. I was about to say, I've never fought the air under these conditions. With such low health. Whoa. the magic. Damn it. Yeah, I've never fought the air under these specific conditions. I went straight for all the secrets the first time, so this is a surprise. But I do just start over from here. Okay, okay. See if we can make this happen. I delayed the audio. Ah, shit. Notice the sword looks like it's glowing with the disquiet magic as well. Whoa, whoa, damn it. I was so close. Damn, she can like two-shot me still. Damn, I was close that time. Alright, let's go back to town. I'm gonna hit the shop real quick. Yeah, it looks like her sword in the second phase glows with the disquiet magic. And given that she kind of does have the power to defy death, meaning give us life again. Wonder if the air actually is using, like, both Holy Cross and Disquiet magic in some sort of way. Yes. Got one. Great. Well, well, well. Sorry. Sorry for the pun. Okay, it was appropriate. Alright, we got this. You bastard! Okay. Out. Damn it. Damn it. I'm gonna go save over here this time. Can't get any more decoys though, because I'm out of monies. Alright, the first round I should be fine though. Thought like maybe I could switch to my berries right away. Gotcha. Now the sword is like completely made of the void. I want to save that. So that was the bad ending. Or not the true ending, I suppose. Thank you for playing. So, missing 2 pages. Which would be the one from the fairies, and I think the one from the mountain. I think there's one up on the mountain. Should we go over the story now? Should I read over the story bits now? I can bring the book up. Bring up this camera. Just for a slight more understanding. A little bit more understanding of what's going on. If we can attempt to anyway. It would stay in focus. The light throws it off. A long time ago, there lived a civilization of great power. They built a city, and within that city they built a palace. They held sacred the secrets of the Holy Cross, and understood the planar nature of reality. They ventured to the far shore, and sought power from the spaces between. As is usual, an alluring old power was discovered. Fossils of self, annealed visions of the future, entombed and cast into sarcophagi and buried. A lever in the canonical plane, a store of potential. Perhaps it is the fabled prize, the power to defy death. A terrible power arises. The discovering hero opened a tomb and revealed a terrible truth. A cathedral was built to venerate this new origin of life, and the faithful were granted the grace of holy oblivion. The world is thrown into ruin. The lever overworked, the fulcrum shattered. A hole in truth will thunder open, and all manner of disquiet contradictions will gnaw apart the canonical plane. The thread is snagged into a squirming coil, with no beginning and no end. Flee to your arcs, old ones, and become your predestined selves. Go down a page. I'm reading the translation so it doesn't take me forever. A prison and a beacon. But one must live outside the shivering ring. The air seeking an heir to the air. A beacon to bring about a ruin seeker. To either grow strong and replace an ailing heir, or to hold sacred Holy Cross and ensure their wisdom lives on. Awaiting a worthy successor. Which will you be, ruin seeker? Have you arrived here seeking treasure and glory? Or do you seek to uncover deeper truths? Look carefully, for the golden path is everywhere. Whoops. This page here, we have the canonical plane, the far shore, and the shadow oubliette. Wish my camera would just like stay in focus. Need to freaking reset the settings again. And so the cycle continues. Or, I guess the very top. And again, the same battle fought uncountable times. There we go. There we go, it's a little better. And so the cycle continues. Ruin seekers drawn to the beacon are tested. Those who abandon their quest are forgiven and simply disappear. Those who are strong enough to remember their true hero selves will, through violence, begin the cycle anew. Will you be the heir to the heir and wait within the shadow oubliettes? Before long, a ruin seeker will be drawn to you. Their gifts will recall your past life, and you will grant them the same false hope you were given. To break the curse, a ruin seeker must by some miracle invoke a relic from beyond this plane. Read the librarian's page. That's where... read this one earlier, but that's where this page comes into play. On the right side, on page 42, it says, starting next to the number 3, it says, offerings to the air give power in the corporeal realm. In the far shore, or as a ghost, you are a shadow of yourself, and the false gifts of the air have no effect. And with hero relic, down here is the gold one. The text in the middle of the gold says hero. Attuned to a true memory of yourself instead of a pale retelling. And over here, we have, how does a ruin seeker become a hero? Seek the candle and pray. I'll turn the light back off. Seek the candle and pray to visit the hero's grave and claim your heroic past. One second, see if I can fix this. There we go. Kinda works. Come on, Streamlabs, work with me. Okay. Alright. Sorry for the pauses. But back to the last page I want to share. Which is right here, which is almost kind of a summary of what we just read. Shorter summary of what we just read, but not Let me just read it. We have clearing the game or seeking an end. We have take your rightful place, extinguish the beacon's last spark, and become a fresh martyr. Courage that is untempered by kindness risks eating itself forever. Nowhere we've heard that, nowhere we've seen that before. Or share your wisdom. Wisdom that is untempered by kindness is no wisdom at all. Be free. Use the power of the Holy Cross and traverse the Golden Path. So there's a lot. There's a lot to wrap your head around right away. I know, I even get lost in... I get lost in the fog just trying to comprehend any of it. Just trying to, where do I even begin? That's the thing about this game. Where do I even begin when it comes to talking about the lore? We have a somewhat basic setup. With there lived a civilization of great power. They built a palace. They understood their magic, the secrets of the Holy Cross. And understood the planar nature of reality. So they had a very firm grasp on nature and magic in the world. They ventured to the far shore and sought power from the spaces between. As is usual, that's what I kind of find. That also I find an interesting, a very interesting choice of words. As is usual. An alluring old power was discovered. Fossils of self, annealed visions of the future, entombed and cast into sarcophagi, and buried. There's so many, it's the language that's capable of throwing you off. Not just because it's in a different language, obviously, but it's what are fossils of self? What do they mean by annealed visions of the future? Entombed and cast into sarcophagi and buried. Are they talking about the void touched, the actual purple spooks? There was something similar to it in the lobby of the cathedral. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be depicting the cathedral, because right on the next page, we have here. The discovering hero opened a tomb and revealed a terrible truth. A cathedral was built to venerate this new origin of life, and the faithful were granted the grace of holy oblivion. This also confuses me a little bit with the wording. The discovering hero opened a tomb and revealed a terrible truth. A cathedral was built to venerate this new origin of life. Is the cathedral their terrible truth? Or is the book just calling it a terrible truth? But the hero believed in this power. The discovering hero, quote unquote, the discovering hero believed in this power. And then that one that was busted open at the monastery, the quarry, the one arc that was busted open, I thought that would be the discovering hero opened a tomb and revealed a terrible truth. This leads me to believe, though, that the first hero, the discovering hero, ordered that the cathedral be made. I think the discovering hero was the leader of this expedition to the far shore from these guys. In their adventures to the far shore, they dug up they discovered disquiet magic, and disquiet magic seems to have an effect on time and the perception of time. Thus, nope, still back on this page. Fossils of self, annealed visions of the future. Fossils of self implies the past, right? So it's almost like they're implying the past and the future at the same time. Fossils of self, annealed visions of the future, entombed and cast into sarcophagi and buried. A lever in the canonical plane, a store of potential. That, I also think they're using very metaphorically. A lever in the canonical plane, a store of potential. A lever as in the ability, something to use to raise you, something that will lift you and enhance you in the canonical plane, a store of potential, which then it leads to perhaps it is the fabled prize, the power to defy death. That's where we get over here. Discovering hero opened a tomb and revealed a terrible truth. The hero didn't think it was terrible, as in bad. They didn't think it was bad. I think this original hero. See, I don't know. Still just makes it seem like they discovered, like, you could look at it both ways. You could look at it as the hero stepped in and began the cycle by abusing the disquiet magic, or that they still just discovered this. They discovered the quarry, they discovered the monastery, and these crystals, and that's it. Also, like, both scenarios could work because we're talking about, like, time. We're talking about time being screwed with a lot. Time has been snagged into a loop. What does it say? In the bottom, right where my thumb is, in the bottom over here. The thread is snagged onto a squirming coil with no beginning and no end. This whole paragraph. The lever worked, the fulcrum shattered, a hole in truth will thunder open, and all manner of disquiet contradictions will gnaw apart the canonical plane. The thread is snagged onto a squirming coil, with no beginning and no end. Flee to your arcs, old ones, and become your predestined selves. This comes across like it's the book telling the story. This isn't somebody who was there. This isn't like the hero talking or any. This sounds like the story is being narrated, or like the book is talking to the story, if that makes any sense. Because why would the hero be calling them old ones? Why would anybody be calling themselves old ones? Ancient ones? Like, you almost have to read it from a different perspective. The old ones fled to their arcs and became their predestined selves. Which feeds back into fossils of self, annealed visions of the future, entombed and cast into sarcophagi and buried. They were just foxes, they were just people completely taken out, like, It gets so abstract over here to the point where it's hard to wrap your head around anything solid. A cathedral was built to venerate this new origin of life, and the faithful were granted the grace of holy oblivion. Hey, and Fran. Just going over the story a bit. Have fun in the D&D. The lever overworked, the fulcrum shattered. The lever being either literally a lever like one of these arcs, or the lever being the potential of the power itself. The fulcrum being space between the far shore and the canonical plane, the barrier between the two. I'm guessing, I'm completely speculating on that. A hole in truth will thunder open, and all manner of disquiet contradictions will gnaw apart the canonical plane. Funny enough, it's like the time loop is the part that makes the most sense. Even here, the thread is snagged into a squirming coil. The thread is snagged onto a squirming coil, with no beginning and no end. That's the part that almost makes the most sense. Like, we're in a time loop, we're in a contradictory time snagged loop thing. Kinda understand that, but that's what made me question when we were in the library, what I was talking about. That's what made me question if it is actually a time loop, if it is actually about time, or if it's just a cycle, but it still moves forward in time. Because how is the librarian constantly collecting pages? Like, is it supposed to be like in the time span in which we rang the bells, the librarian went to go get the pages? Or has he had them from every, I thought it said he gathers them from every fight. So clearly he moves forward in time. You know what I mean? If the Ruin Seekers, if he's constantly being revisited by Ruin Seekers on this cycle, and he's collecting their pages, clearly the librarian moves forward in time. So it's not like just all of time is in a loop. Just the relationship between the air and keeping a seal closed, keeping the barrier up between the far shore and the canonical plane. And that's what leads me to my next kind of big question. Is, first off, for one thing, what is the Shivering Ring? Like, I guess it's this, obviously. But this paragraph, or yeah, this part again. One must live outside of the Shivering Ring. Bring this back a bit again. There we go. One must live outside the Shivering Ring. The heir seeking an heir to the heir. A beacon to bring about a Ruin Seeker. To either grow strong and replace an ailing heir, or to hold sacred Holy Cross and ensure their wisdom lives on. That's the one and only time the word Shivering Ring is ever brought up. Granted, it's the same thing with, like, disquiet. Disquiet beings aren't really, I don't think they're talked about in-game. There's just still so many questions. So it's like, I don't know. This is what I mean by, like, it's so easy to get lost in abstract thought with this story. I love it so much, but I get so lost trying to piece together what is actually going on. The most we understand is that we're in a time loop. We're in a stuck loop that like, the air has to stay here, has to be maintained in this prison for some reason to signal new ruin seekers, but also to it really doesn't even elaborate on that. But one must live outside the Shivering Ring. Like, why? I guess that's kind of one of my biggest questions is why. I understand it's a time loop. I understand you have to invoke an otherworldly relic, being the book. But why does the heir have to stay there? Why does the heir have to be imprisoned? Other than to just call on new ruin seekers. Just because the disquiet magic is now here and is messing with time? What does... Hmm. Hmm. There's still so much. There's still so many questions. I feel like there's not enough. We don't have enough to answer. You know, we don't have enough clues, or we don't have enough understanding of something. I don't know how or what the game's gonna do going forward, but maybe there truly is something deep in the game somewhere, some secret that just hasn't been found. I've said it before, like, they could easily just they could just have a D-pad combination hidden in the game, because that's like, you can make anything. There's so many different ways you can go about a D-pad combo. Ah. Just trying to approach the story and wrap your head around any of it. It's such a trip. Huh. So retry. Huh. Okay. See, I had forgotten about this. I'd completely forgotten about this. In my mind, I thought retry would also just restart, but not New Game Plus. But, huh. Okay. So, perfect. I think that's what we're gonna do on the next episode of Tunic. Time to go fairy hunting, page hunting, secret hunting. Maybe crack down a little harder on the mysteries of this game somehow. Try to get a firmer understanding of what the hell's going on. So with that, thank you all for watching. This has been a delight. This game is amazing. It's beyond amazing. Thank you. And I'll see you in the next one.